Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. First, was Jesus disrespectful by calling Mary woman and not addressing her as mother? Now we have to understand that Jesus, by using the word woman at this point, was alluding to what was written in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, that a woman whose offspring or whose seed will crush the head of the serpent. And also in Genesis or in Revelations chapter 12, verse 1, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. Both of this use the word woman, and that alludes to Mary, the mother of Jesus. Jesus was not disrespecting Mary. Jesus was actually giving her the honor of being the mother of the offspring who will crush the serpent. Jesus honors her mother. You see, by these words, Jesus entrusted John to the Blessed Virgin Mary by saying, "Woman, here is your son." It is just like saying, "Take care of my son." And who is John representing? All of us, his disciples. We are all entrusted to Mary so that we too becomes Mary's children. So just as how Mary loved and took care of Jesus, Jesus is telling Mary, take care of us also. At the same time, we who are the disciples of Jesus, we were entrusted also to love and honor and care for the Blessed Virgin Mary. Now, how do we honor the Blessed Virgin Mary? And also, what is the mission of the Blessed Virgin Mary? You know, I always remember what was taught to us, that Mary is the first and perfect disciple of Jesus, that we should learn from Mary. And now the mission of Mary is to teach us, to point to us, Jesus, the face of mercy. And remember, in our prayer in Hail Holy Queen, we say, Mary is the mother of mercy, your eyes of mercy towards us. She is the mother of mercy. Now, let me give you an example. What can we learn from her? What can we learn from Mary on the cross? What did Mary do when she saw her son being crucified, when she saw her son on the cross? Did she get mad? Did she say, "Hey, bring him down. You're mistaken. He's an innocent guy"? No. Mary was quiet. She stood there. She stood at the foot of the cross. To stand is a position of strength. What was she doing? She was absorbing the hatred. She was absorbing the pain that Jesus was going through. She was also absorbing the anger that was going on. But what did she do when she absorbed them? She did not pass it on. She transformed them. Mary stood at the foot of Jesus without protesting at the crucifixion. She did not even prove the innocence of Jesus. Rather, she stood there and absorbed the anger, the bitterness, the hatred around her, around Jesus. And what did she do? She did not bring anger and bitterness and hatred towards others. She transformed it. Yes, there is nothing that we could do with the crucifixion. Darkness has its own time, but we can transform darkness into light. And so the Blessed Mother taught us or teaches us that when we ourselves are faced with anger, with bitterness, with hatred towards other people, it is not good to pass it on. Rather, let us absorb it and transform them. For example, what's the difference between an electric cord, an electric extension cord, and a transformer? An extension cord, when you plug into a 110 volt, will come out bringing 110 volt power. But for a transformer that is plugged into a 110 volt, can transform that voltage into 220 or something else. It is transformed. And so that is what Mary is teaching us, that when we experience certain hatred and bitterness and anger, absorb it and transform it. You see, my dear friends, we should be able to say like Mary, all this stops with me. All this bitterness, all this anger stops with me. Jesus took away the sin of the world not by magic, but by absorbing it, and he transformed it by giving us back love. Can we imitate Mary? Can we imitate Jesus? You see, I remember one time I was accused of something that is really serious. And I found out that there was this person who was the one who, reported me to the authorities. I knew she was just doing her job. So when at times I feel bad about it, when at times I wanted to get back on her, I always remember what the Blessed Mothers did. It stops with me. I transform that hatred with forgiveness, with mercy, with love. The Blessed Mother teaches us. That is her mission. She points us to Jesus, who is full of mercy. She brings us to Jesus and teaches us the way of love.